Hello everyone, welcome to KITCH MORE. Today we'll focus on the following topics. We have journalistic text focusing on press release, propaganda types and techniques, fact versus opinion, and veracity of information. So, stick with me until the end of this video and let's explore these topics one by one. As we've learned in the previous video, journalistic texts are written materials that help us stay informed about what's happening around us. These include news articles, reports, and press releases. All of these texts share a common goal: to inform the public about current events, issues, or developments. The primary goal of journalistic text, whether it's a news article or a report or a press release, is to provide factual and unbiased information. This means that the writer should focus on presenting only the facts without adding personal opinions or emotions that could influence the reader's understanding of the story. Now let's have the types of journalistic text that are contained in this video. First, we have news articles, and second is press releases. If you still remember, in the previous video, we talked about news articles. So in this video, we're just going to have a short review on that, and we will focus on press releases. To refresh your memory, news articles provide us with information about current events. These articles are written to keep the public updated on what's happening around the world, from politics to natural disasters. The goal of a news article is to present the facts clearly and accurately, answering the who, what, when, where, why, and how. News articles focus on reporting events without expressing personal opinions. In contrast, press releases are an official announcement sent out by organizations, companies, or government bodies. They aim to share important updates like new products, upcoming events, or significant achievements. Press releases are written from the perspective of the organization issuing them, and their purpose is to communicate a specific message to the public in a formal, clear manner. A press release is not just a way to share news. It also serves as a powerful tool for public relations and corporate communication. Public relations is about managing the image of an organization, and press releases help maintain a positive reputation by sharing important updates. Corporate communication ensures that companies effectively convey messages to the public, employees, and stakeholders through clear and structured press releases. Then let's talk about the key components of press release. A press release is made up of 4 key components that help organize the information clearly and effectively. We have first the headline. It is attention-grabbing and summarizes the release, followed by a subheadline which provides further clarification of the headline. And we have the body, which contains the main message, background information, quotes, and data. And call to action, which encourages the reader to take specific actions, such as contacting for more info or attending an event. These components work together to make sure the press release is clear, engaging, and provides readers with the information they need, along with the next steps. So what is the purpose of press release? And we have here also an example. The purpose of a press release is to distribute news effectively to the public and to shape public perception of an event, product, or policy. On the right side of this slide, we have an example of a press release from the Department of Health, Eastern Visayas, titled DOH Eastern Visayas records a total of 486 or 81% recoveries from COVID-19. 4 municipalities with local transmission lifted. This press release dated July 8, 2020 shares important updates about the COVID-19 situation in Eastern Visayas, highlighting the number of recoveries and the lifting of local transmissions in certain areas. It's a great example of how press releases communicate essential public health information clearly and directly. Now let's move on to the topic about propaganda. What is propaganda? Propaganda refers to any information disseminated to persuade and influence one's feelings, beliefs, and actions. It's often used to convince others to support a certain cause, idea, or point of view. The goal of propaganda is not just to inform, but to change how people think of what they do. It can be found in many forms, like advertisements, speeches, or even news articles, and is meant to manipulate emotions and create a strong reaction. That's why it's important to recognize and understand how propaganda works. Propaganda often spreads through rumors or information, which can be either true or false. Its main goal is to shape public opinion by influencing how people think about certain issues or events. Sometimes the information used in propaganda can be misleading or distorted to make a particular message more convincing. Because propaganda plays on emotions and can mix facts with false information, it's important to be careful and question what we hear or read before forming an opinion. As we've seen, propaganda can spread both true and false information, and it often plays on emotions to influence how we think. Now, let's look at the two types of propaganda. Let's start with white propaganda. This type of propaganda shares truthful and reliable information from unbiased sources. It is used to provide facts that are trustworthy and accurate. For example, a news report that gives accurate updates on a situation without any hidden agenda is an example of white propaganda. While its goal is still to inform, it does so in an honest and straightforward way without trying to manipulate emotions or beliefs. Now let's look at black propaganda. Unlike white propaganda, which shares truthful information, black propaganda spreads false or misleading information with the intent to deceive people. The goal is to make people believe lies by presenting them as facts. This type of propaganda is dangerous because it manipulates the truth and can lead people to make decisions based on false information. It can be used to create confusion, fear, or support for something that isn't true. Now that we've covered the two types of propaganda, let's explore some of the common propaganda techniques used to influence people. These techniques can make messages more persuasive, whether they're based on truth or falsehood. Let's start with the first technique, testimonial. The testimonial technique is when famous people or celebrities endorse a product, idea, or cause to make it seem more believable or trustworthy. People often trust and look up to celebrities. So, when they support something, it can make others believe in it more easily. For example, when a famous celebrity advertises a serum for a wrinkle-free look, many people may be more likely to trust and buy the product because they see someone they admire using it. The celebrity's endorsement makes the product seem more effective and desirable, even if we don't know how much about it personally. Next is the plain folks. The plain folks technique works by using everyday people to make the message feel more relatable. This technique shows regular individuals who seem like us. It makes the message feel more personal and trustworthy because it suggests that if ordinary people use or believe in something, then it must be good or true. For example, an advertisement might feature a mother talking about how a product helped her family, making it easier for viewers to connect with the message. Then we have the third one, stereotyping or name calling. The stereotyping or name calling technique uses negative labels or harmful words to discredit others or create a bias. It aims to make people view certain individuals or groups in a negative light by labeling them with offensive terms or exaggerating their flaws. For example, calling someone a traitor or a failure in a political debate or labeling a product as a lie or fake tries to make others think poorly of them without considering the actual facts or details. This technique is used to create a biased view, influencing how people feel or think about certain people or things. And then we have the last one, which is fear appeal. The fear appeal technique uses fear to influence people's actions or beliefs. It creates a sense of danger or threat and tries to make people act or think in a certain way to avoid that fear. For example, an ad might warn that not buying a certain product could lead to bad consequences. The goal is to make people feel worried enough to take action. Another example is a photo of a forest with trees being cut down might be labeled with the message, "If we don't act now, we'll lose the forest forever." This message uses fear of losing something important to encourage people to take action, hoping to make them feel compelled to do something to prevent that fear from becoming a reality. Now that we've explored propaganda techniques, let's shift gears and talk about how to distinguish between facts and opinions. Understanding the difference is important because it helps us recognize what's true and what's just someone's point of view. Let's dive into fact and opinion and how to tell them apart. First, what is a fact? A fact is a generally acceptable statement that can be proven true based on objective evidence. It is something that everyone can agree on because it is based on reality or objective information. For example, the Earth orbits the Sun is a fact because it can be proven through scientific evidence. Facts are not all influenced by personal feelings or beliefs. They are supported by proof that can be verified. Now that we know what a fact is, let's take a look at an example. The Philippines on Tuesday called on China to withdraw its China Coast Guard Vessel 5901, also known as the Monster Ship, from Philippine waters. This statement is a fact because it reports a specific event that can be proven true with evidence, like official statements or news reports. The details in this example are based on real, verifiable events, making it something we can check and confirm. Now that we've seen an example of a fact, let's explore the key characteristics of it. The first characteristic is that a fact is verifiable through truthful accounts like figures, dates, statistical reports, or research findings. In other words, we can check and confirm a fact by looking at solid evidence or official records. Another important characteristic of a fact is that it describes events that happen, are happening, or have happened. This means that a fact gives us information about things that are real and have taken place in the past and are happening in the present or will happen in the future based on proven data. The next characteristic of a fact is that it is essential for understanding and evaluating information from multimodal platforms. Whether we're looking at news articles, videos, or social media posts, facts help us evaluate the reliability and accuracy of the information being presented. They allow us to make informed decisions and understand the truth behind the messages we encounter. Now that we've discussed the characteristics of facts, let's move on to the signal phrases. These are words or phrases that help introduce or attribute information from a source. Using signal phrases makes it clear where the information is coming from, whether it's from expert or a study or another source. Some common signal phrases include according to, Einstein said, based on the study of. These phrases help provide context and show the source of the information you're sharing. Now, what is the importance of facts? Facts build credibility and support accurate information. Facts strengthen the trustworthiness of the information presented, ensuring it is grounded in truth. Next, they enable readers to critically evaluate journalistic text. By relying on facts, readers can analyze news stories and reports more effectively, separating what's true from what may be misleading. Lastly, they help distinguish truth from assumptions or personal beliefs. Facts allow us to separate objective reality from subjective opinions or biases, making it easier to understand what's actually true. Now let's talk about opinion. An opinion is a statement of feelings or viewpoints about a subject that may not be based on evidence. It reflects what someone thinks, feels, or believes, but unlike a fact, it can vary from person to person. For example, saying, chocolate ice cream is the best is an opinion because it is based on personal preference, not something that can be proven true or false. Let's take up this example. More than the immediate economic benefits, regional development will be beneficial for the entire country in the long run, as it will help make the economy more resilient by reducing national dependence on Metro Manila's business activity. Here are the ways for us to be able to identify why this statement is an opinion. First, it uses subjective language. The use of words like beneficial and help shows that the statement is based on the author's personal beliefs or feelings about regional development, not objective evidence. Second, it has no direct evidence or facts. The statement does not provide any facts or statistical data to support the claim. Instead, it presents an idea or belief about how regional development will impact the economy in the future. Third, appeal to personal judgment. The statement suggests that regional development will be beneficial and help make the economy more resilient, which reflects the writer's judgment or prediction rather than an objective fact that can be proven true or false. And lastly, it varies by perspective. The idea that regional development will benefit the country is based on the author's perspective. Others may have a different view based on their experiences or beliefs, showing that it is an opinion, not a universal fact. Let's talk about the characteristics of an opinion. First, it cannot always be verified by objective or reliable evidence. Unlike facts, opinions are subjective and may differ from person to person. For example, if someone says, "I think summer is the best season," this opinion cannot be verified because it is based on personal preference, not something that can be tested or measured. This is why it's important to recognize opinions as ideas or views, not facts that can be proven. Next, opinion often reflects personal feelings, attitudes, or perspectives. It shows how someone feels or thinks about a subject, and this can vary greatly between people. For example, saying, "I love spending time with my family," reflects someone's personal feelings and experiences, which may not be shared by everyone. Opinions are not about universal truths. They are about individual viewpoints, making them subjective and personal. Lastly, opinion may be believed to exist or have occurred without reliable proof. For instance, someone might say, "I believe the economy will improve soon," without providing facts or evidence to support this claim. While the person may sincerely believe this, it remains an opinion because it is not supported by verifiable data. Unlike facts, opinions can be accepted without proof, but they should be carefully examined and questioned. When expressing an opinion, people often use signal phrases to show that what they are saying is based on their personal thoughts or beliefs. These phrases help us identify that a statement is not a fact, but rather someone's viewpoint. For example, we use "I think," "I believe that," "in my point of view," "in my reason." These phrases show that the statement is coming from an individual's perspective, and it may not be universally true or supported by evidence. Let's talk about the importance of opinion. First, it invites readers to think and respond. Opinions encourage readers to reflect on different areas, making them think critically and form their own responses based on their personal beliefs or experiences. Second, it offers unique insights and interpretations of issues. Opinions provide fresh perspectives on topics, offering interpretations that may differ from others, allowing readers to see issues from a variety of angles. Lastly, opinion sparks meaningful conversations about important topics. Opinions encourage discussions on relevant issues, prompting people to engage in conversations that help deepen understanding and explore different viewpoints. Let's move on to something equally important: the veracity of information. In today's world, it's crucial to distinguish whether the information we come across is accurate, trustworthy, and reliable. Verifying information helps us avoid being misled by false or misleading content. What is veracity of information? Veracity refers to the truthfulness or accuracy of the information presented. When we talk about the veracity of information, we're discussing whether the information is truthful, accurate, and based on reliable sources. It's important to check the veracity of what we read or hear to ensure we are not misinformed. Veracity of information emphasizes whether the information is factual, reliable, and trustworthy. Veracity focuses on ensuring that the information we encounter is not only accurate, but also dependable and credible, helping us make informed decisions based on reliable sources. Now let us tackle the key questions for evaluating veracity of information. First, is the information accurate? This question helps us determine if the details in the information are correct and free from errors. Second, is it supported by reliable evidence? This checks if the information is backed up by trustworthy sources, such as research studies, experts, or factual data. Lastly, does it align with known facts? This asks whether the information matches what is already established as true or factual, ensuring it fits within the broader context of accepted knowledge. And so, it's wrap-up time. Today, we explored several important topics to help us better understand how information is shared and evaluated. We began by discussing journalistic text like news articles and press releases, which provide factual and unbiased information to keep the public informed. Then, we delved into propaganda, where we learned about different types like white and black propaganda and techniques used to influence opinions. We also made sure to distinguish between fact and opinion, highlighting their key differences and how to spot them in writing. Lastly, we explored the veracity of information, stressing the importance of checking whether the information we encounter is accurate, reliable, and supported by evidence. By keeping these concepts in mind, we can become more discerning consumers of information, making sure we rely on trustworthy sources and avoid being misled. That's a wrap for today's discussion. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to KITCH MORE, and ring the bell for notifications on more exciting and informative videos. Stay curious and see you in the next one. Bye!